here's a wild tour story. I was in D.C. I was actually there for the inauguration of Obama. I was doing my own show at the Smithsonian Museum of African American Art, and I got a call that Stevie Wonder needed a band, like across town at the Chamber of Commerce. And so, like, literally, it was like, it's no rehearsal, it's no set list, it's no song list. We're just going over there, but Stevie needs a band. And I was fortunate enough to get the call. I was fortunate enough to get the call from my boy, another artist, Jeremy James, is the person that called me and let me know. We zoned out, we got in, got my troops together, we went and we backed up Stevie. And it was crazy because I just remember the tension is not the word. I just remember the excitement in the air that night because it was about Obama was about to, be inaugurated that day, and it was like DC, so it was just everybody was just hyped. It was on 10. It was like freezing. It was brick. It was like Chicago freezing. You know what I'm saying? That night it was crazy, and all the streets were blocked off. So I just remember we were just going through this crazy. We was 2 cabs full of us, and we were just driving through these mazes trying to get to Stevie. We got to the venue, and that's when we just dashed in. We just all run. We checked in. We ran to the back, and I'm running like literally to the stage because we were like already late because trying to get there. And so literally, I get to the back door where the stage entrance is. I'm like, yo, man, excuse me, man, my bad. I got to get past you. And it was Stevie just chilling with his glass of champagne, like in the cut. Now I didn't see him because it was like dark when we were walking through. So he was like, oh no, y'all good. Talk. So, oh, Stevie, what's up? Talked to Stevie for a minute. He was all right, cool. Well, you guys get ready to go on stage. And so we went on stage to set up, do our thing. Whole crowd is waiting. There's a crowd full of people at the Chamber of Commerce. We're set up, we're doing our thing. Stevie comes out, talks to the crowd for a minute, and gets hyped. She still got the glass, got the champagne, chilling, like, yeah, we about to, we will set it off. So I'm gonna have the band play, and I'll be right back. It goes in the back. So I'm out here, like, so I got like an 8-piece band with me, right? And I'm just like, where you going? Where you going, Steve? So I ran in the back and like, yo, like, what we doing here? And the lady that was with him was just like, yo, just go play. He'll be out in a couple minutes. I went out, and it's just like that pressure. Like, this crowd full of people just saw Stevie. They know they there. But now here I am, like, hey, how y'all doing? And I'm thinking, all right, cool, 2-3 minutes. All right, we get through this. I just start the band off. We start playing, and the whole time I'm thinking, yo, these people hate me right now. They want Stevie right now. It's crazy, but we doing our thing. I'm still in it. I got my guitar rocking out. An hour goes by before Stevie comes out. We ended up playing maybe about 12, 13 songs. And there was no, like I said, there was no set list. He didn't tell us what we were playing. We just played. But it was crazy by this time. It was real ill because I just kind of finally, like, halfway through it, I was just like, man, skip that. Let me do my thing. We just going to, keep turning it up. So my man G-Eazy, my man Chi-Town, was just on the Slum Village album. G-Eazy was in the crowd. That's my man. I pulled him up on stage. Trae, his wife, came up on stage, and it just became this. And I just remember the energy that night. I just never will forget how hyped that everybody in the city was. And so we went and did our thing. Twilight Tone was there, Chi-Town. It was a lot of like Chi-Town energy there that night. It was crazy. But he was spinning, he was DJing. And it was just a crazy moment because we just didn't know what was going to happen. It was one of those things, it was just like totally like just be present, just be ready for whatever. And we were ready. I loved it. I had a dope crew. I had like my homies out there with me playing. So I just knew we were going to do our thing. And Stevie was, we held it down. So I remember he came out on, we were playing Roy Ayers Running Away, and that's when he came out. He just came out, started improvising over that, and then he started playing All I Do. And, we just hit it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just dope because I had like my crew. It was funny. What's funny about this was this incident. It's because the first time that I actually played with him was when I first got to New York. 2003 is my first got there. I was just like fresh out of college, and I got this call to play with him. Again, that was another situation where we didn't rehearse, and I remember the whole band was just kind of like in awe Like when he got there, we rehearsed a couple of songs, you know, because we knew we were doing a gig with him, but he didn't do any of the songs we rehearsed. He did like, you know, maybe one of them. He did like I Wish. But he did like 20 songs. And I remember I was like the only cat playing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because like me and the drummer, and everybody was just kind of like sitting there like, all right, well, what do we do? This is at the Beacon Theater, this is in the Beacon Theater in New York. And everybody was just sitting around kind of like, all right, we didn't go over this. But I just knew his whole song, but I just grew up, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my man. So I just listened, I knew all his tracks and I was playing. I swear to God, we had this moment, man, where he was doing Golden Lady and I was playing. Again, I was like the only one kind of really playing. The drummer was playing along a little bit, but it's like, I'm talking about like a 15, 16 people on stage, background singers, horns, bass, couple guitars, couple keyboard players. And it's just Stevie and me and this other dude playing. And I was playing, you know, just vibing off of him. I feel like he just did a test real quick to see if I was, because he kept modulating. Every time he took the key up, I was going up with him. I was like, yeah, I'm with you, Steve. I'm hyped, you know, right from Chicago and New York. Like, yeah, all right, let's get it. All right, come on, I'm here. I feel like he did his one more key. Like he just kind of played it real quick and kind of see if I was still with him. And then he got nod his head, and I swear to God, that was for me. He was checking for me, like somebody's still with me. I just felt that energy, like he was like, all right, okay, my man is here. I guess being a jazz musician, growing up playing jazz, I grew up playing all styles of music, so you're not really stressed about it, you know, so much. There is a little bit of pressure because it's like Stevie, and you're like, all right, yo, this is the man, you know, you won't mess that up, but at the same time, you just kind of come prepared for anything. I feel like Chicago bred me to do so much here, be able to handle, I feel like, any musical situation. And so this was another situation. Like it wasn't a big deal to me. It was, but like my instincts was just like, you know, you got this. So that was the both times that I actually worked with him, and you know, that's the man. So, you know, that was just a blessing to have that touch in my life. You know what I'm saying about this thing, and I was just part of this moment, this historic moment. And it was this was a really beautiful thing. And we, you know, we just float. You know what I'm saying? That was like my second time playing with Stevie, actually. And it was just it was an incredible night, you know, so I never forget that moment.
Can you do it again? Can you know, was it a fluke? I'm like, come on, man. He's disrespecting me right now. You know, he was smiling, but at the same time, if I wrote a weak song, it would be like, get this kid out of here. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, you know, I was ready that day.
And then the song went off. He was like, man, that's cold. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's a secret weapon. That's Detroit back there. It's Dwelle. And the dude turns around and he's like, oh, what's up, man? And it was Jay-Z, right? And I've never in my life been starstruck by anybody before, ever.
We just live in this culture, specifically like hip-hop, and I mean it sincerely, like hip-hop, we gotta stop shaming intelligence and shaming being artistic and shaming people for, you know, being socially conscious and socially aware. We gotta stop shaming them and making them feel like they're not real hip-hop or they're not real men.
She walked out on stage and Erica sang a song that was real popular, and I got an opportunity to sing a song that was popular with me. Then she won another one. It was almost like we was going back and forth. That was a great time for me. It felt like I had arrived at that moment. Somebody you respected showed that same respect back.